How does it feel to be honored with the Dadasaheb Phalke Award?
You see, Dadasaheb Phalke Award, according to me, is the climax of my film career, because this is the most prestigious, the most important award that comes to the film industry. And this award gives me satisfaction that the people, the government, my stars, my friends, they all recommended it and I got the award.
Okay, when you started your film career, जब आपने ये शुरुआत की थी फिल्मी जीवन की, क्या आपने कभी सोचा था कि इस तरह का एक सम्मान आपको दिया जाएगा?
जब शुरू किया था तो उस वक्त ये भी पता नहीं थी फिल्म बनाऊंगा. I didn't want to make a film. I was the son of a government officer. I became a journalist, and then I became a journalist after partition, came to Bombay and wanted to start films. The first picture didn't do well. I had not directed it, but the second picture did something when I selected a story which was different from what other people do, Afsana. There I got a story which I could talk to people, this is what I have got. And somebody heard the story and he says, well, I like it, I like to finance it. So, okay, let's sign a director. And others said, no, Mr. Chopra, let me tell you one thing. If you really want my money, want me to finance, you direct the picture. I said, Mr. Agarwal, I have never been to a studio, I was a journalist only, I never have been anybody's assistant. How do you think that I should ruin you just as I am also ruined? He says, anyway, this is your outlook. According to me, I have got a check of 50,000 rupees. If you agree, take it. If you don't agree, we shake hands and part. And that is how I became a film producer. The first picture became a very big hit, Afsana. So at that time, to think of Dadasaheb Award when I didn't even know how to make a film and whether I would be able to make a film was not, wouldn't be very comfortable. But anyway, as things went along and as things, and I used to get promises from people, used to say, okay, this year you are going to get it, this year you are going to get it. So this also all the time used to give me, maybe I am being considered. And anyway, luckily, they have considered me in the millennium, and I start the millennium with such a big honor. And I personally feel obliged to the government who thought me fit to be the recipient of Dadasaheb Phalke Award.
Okay, आपने जब फिल्में बनाना चालू की और इतना लंबा सफ़र तय किया, कहीं आपको अपने फिल्म मेकिंग स्टाइल में चेंजेस दिखते हैं? लगता है कि you have evolved as a filmmaker?
As far as I am concerned, I had made up my mind for one thing, that I'll make pictures which others don't make. I make pictures which have got some kind of social meaning in it, some substance in the story. So I continue to do that. During my time, of course, that also was in those days also. It's not, everybody doesn't make pictures with messages. Generally people make pictures with entertainment. But entertainment also runs. But at that time, if you consider Shantaram, Mehboob, Mr. Raj Kapoor, Bimal Roy and others, they did make pictures which had another edge to the story, a thing which were able to go to the people, to the audience. And it was a misnomer that the pictures with the messages don't run. In those days they used to think so. But this got disproved. But one thing must say, in spite of everything, there are not many pictures which made with this kind of thing. Mostly the pictures were attuned to pure entertainment, songs, this and that, romance, etc. And now, at least, at that time it was not pronounced. In that time, some people did make pictures with some kind of courage for social purposes. But now, in the present move, which I don't find myself very capable of doing the picture, because today it's entirely different atmosphere. There are songs which are not a part of the story. They can be just pieces, or just some kind of. So I don't know about now. I have not. I've been thinking of making a picture. Of course, I have been restricted by my ill health for a time being. I may, if permitted time, may make a picture which is of my own style.
Okay, again back to the social messages then. We should expect another BR film that talks about the social relevance. What message would that be in today's circumstances?
Today my message is only one, that when you make a picture, try to think of society also. Don't think only of your profit. Don't think only of a picture. Picture has got many dimensions, and one dimension is this, that you are aiming it at some kind of a social change. And I think I made pictures which were completely different. Picture on a widow remarriage with a prostitute and Naya Daur, Dhulka Phool, all these pictures are different pictures. And the pictures are very basically made by the view of a story. In the story, I personally feel, even now also I make, whether it runs or not, that's a different matter that has to be proved on the box office. But even now, I will not like to do a picture which is just being done for the sake of entertainment. I would like to give some third dimension to the picture.
Do you have a story idea in mind for the?
I have in our picture, I have announced a picture, Baghban. A picture, which I very dearly feel today that this picture should be done. I was once inspired, quite a long time ago, 59. I was at Copenhagen, and I was standing near my window in the hotel when I saw a lawn at the back of the hotel with benches and people, old people sitting there. I got excited as a journalist. I went there, asked the general manager if anybody is there to talk in English. So he gave me 2 men, 1 woman, and they sat down. I just asked them, this is old man's home. This is a place where you come from your leaving your families. He said, yes, that's it. But how is this things? We're quite happy. We go there, we eat something, we have got a good place to live, so there's nothing. I said, no, I just want to know one thing. It's not what you got. Are you happy? At this stage, when they said, are you happy, that woman started crying. So did it hurt you? I said, no. We are here by compulsion. We are not here by choice. I would like to live with my children, with my grandchildren. That's my place where I should go. But I'm starved of that. So that gave me an idea. And I also started, at that time I wrote the story of Baghban, where we are trying to say that a husband and wife invest all their blood, their sweat and everything on children, even borrow money and do it, in the hope that when the evening of their life, they'll be able to sit under the shadow of the children. But unfortunately, as it happens, the love is forgotten. Economy becomes important now, that we can't afford. So I always say this thing to me, it's not a question of the children not affording. To afford a meal a day is not very difficult. But whether I'll be able to make it or not, I do not know. But I have an idea to say that you owe something to your parents when you grow up. How much you owe, that entirely depends on yourself, because they are not expecting anything. What they want is pure, simple love.
Okay, you just took illustrious names like Bimal Roy Sahab, Raj Kapoor.
Pardon?
You just took illustrious names like Bimal Roy Sahab, Raj Kapoor, Mehboob Sahab, you yourself. They were all coming out with films with social relevance. How much had it got to do with the post-independence euphoria?
Yeah, this had been going on for a long time. Started from Shantaram. He also did it. Shantaram, after Shantaram, there was Mr. Mehboob and there were other people. So this has been there. And I personally feel that every serious director, at one time or the other, even though the pictures, and mind you, pictures with entertainment are immediately taken up by the people. Pictures of this kind, let's say when I made the first picture, on widow remarriage, there was a criticism all over Bombay, and what are you doing? He's making a mistake. this subject will never run, because this is opposed to the fundamental ideas of the people. But the picture became a hit. So that gave me more courage. If this such a thing can happen and can do well, others also, other pictures of the same kind. So that's why I followed the pictures, and no picture of mine was made without any kind of a, which didn't have a purpose and social message.
Okay, and what prompted you to move to television to make a series like Mahabharata?
There also there's a big story. You see, you might have heard of Mr. Gill, INB Minister, Chief, he was a secretary. You see, in those days, he used to come to Lahore and sometimes talk to me. And he said, why don't you make something for television? I said, well, look here, one thing, I'm in the industry for the last 45 years. I can't stand in the queue. He says, I agree with you. After 2 or 3 days or about 5 days something, he rang me up. Are you there there today, Bombay? I said, yes, I'm in here. He said, then okay, I'm coming there to meet you. So he came. The moment I entered the room, there was a shot, an immediate shout from Mr. Gill, Mr. Chopra, I have come to ask you to make a TV serial. He said, well, it's very kind of you. What's it about? He says, the government has decided to make pictures to revive the old cultural values. And for that they have selected Ramayana, Mahabharata and Discovery of India. For you we have want to reserve Mahabharata. I said, you have reserved something which is most difficult, because it is a very diversified story. I don't know what will happen to me. He said, Mr. Chopra, this is something, now it's a challenge to you. You said you want to have it. We are giving you the subject to it. Anyway, Mahabharata was made, and today Mahabharata is in the Guinness Book of World Records. And it has done practically everywhere. And in India, the first time its viewership was 97.25, which is an all-time record everywhere in the world.
So you plan to make more television serials?
I'm making it. I've made so many. And I'm even now making this Vishnu Puran and Beta, there. But before that also, I made pictures which did very well in the TV also.
Okay, you've been associated, the BR Films has been associated with like epic kind of productions, epic, maybe Mahabharata underlined that belief. Was it a conscious effort or it just happened along the way?
No, but I think as a director and as a producer, I would not know what's to be done, not purely for the sake of bringing opulence and this thing, no, if it is justified. You see, I made pictures like Kanun, I made pictures like Ittifaq, I made pictures like Pati Patni Aur which are completed in 30 days. Now such pictures, Insaf Ka Tarazu, such pictures were taken only 30 days to make, and still the picture, nobody could say that the picture is not properly made, and it did so well. So I don't agree with you that we always think in terms of the splendor and grandeur of a film. It is there if it needed. If it is not needed and in Willow you put some grandeur, it will be lost. So I only believe that whatever action you have to take, it should be in consonance with the story.
Okay, today's breed of filmmakers, there seems to be great amount of opulence, designer clothes, designer lights, everything. Designer clothes and everything, like there is sets that are very designer, very Hollywood-like.
No, Ajkal today, according to me, the subject is that money has started ruling. In our time, the artists used to come to us, give us some role. Today, no, money. And when you, the only criteria is money, so you can imagine, and the story of that kind cannot come into the minds of the people. Today, you find the writers are not writing stories. I always used to say that writers are, I never wrote a story myself, I got it from writers. I had 4 or 5 writers myself. Today, I don't know for what reason, it prompted producers mostly to write their own stories. That is the effort today, to write their own stories. And that's why, you see, you must have heard that you will find that the music has been released such and such day. In those days, it never happened like that, that the music used to be released first. Here, music is the principal attraction. So that is why it's items. which do not really need any kind of a situation. So when such pictures come, so you find that the music is such, that it's already recorded music according to certain their own whims. This is a fun. उसके बाद मगर I still believe that a producer, at least some of them, owe something to society, and there are so many things which had to be cleared with the society. I hope I have done my part of the duty. That satisfaction is there with me, that I did what I thought was good for the country.
Okay, finally a very cliched question, but if you had to change something in the span of these 50-55 years in the film,
Pardon?
a very cliched question, but if you had to change something in the film industry, like your career in the film industry, what would that be? Like if you were asked to change a certain incident in your film life, in your film career, a certain film you
See,
made,
no.
any regrets? No.
It's that there is when we write, supposing we write a story or we write an essay, we revise it. A picture also is revised. After it's ready, you see that what you have written is all right, what you have presented is correct, and then thereafter you start a thing. But as you yourself say, that today the atmosphere is different. Today there is no such thing, that the story is not the principal thing.
Okay, thank you, sir.